In a contentious interview that begins airing Tuesday on HBO, Marlins CEO Derek Jeter displays his competitive nature while failing to make a compelling case that he is overseeing a competitive team on the field this season. The intrigue in a lively segment of Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel is the verbal sparring between Jeter and the hosts. On the topic of whether the Marlins are tanking, in Gumbel's words, not trying your hardest to win ball games, Jeter insists the team is built to be competitive. The fun comes when the joust takes on a personal tone. Jeter labels Gumbel as mentally weak if he would accept losing as inevitable. Gumbel says he's merely being realistic and calls Jeter delusional. The interview is set to debut on the heels of the Marlins being outscored 30-10 while getting swept in a 4-game series at Milwaukee. But they were in position to pull off a split. After 12-3 and 8-0 routes in the first 2 games, they met Jeter's criteria of being competitive in the final 2 games. They led in the 8th inning Saturday before losing 6-5 on a walk-off homer and failed to take advantage of Caleb Smith's 10-strikeout performance in 4-2 defeat Sunday. That left the Marlins at 5-16, tied for the franchise worst record after 21 games, 1995-2013. Bryant Gumbel and Miami Marlins CEO Derek Jeter engage in spirited conversation on Tuesday's all-new Real Sports. Bryant Gumbel and Miami Marlins CEO Derek Jeter engage in spirited conversation on Tuesday's all-new Real Sports. "I can't wait to get you on the golf course, man." Ultimately, Jeter exhibits the mindset that served him well as a 14-time All-Star shortstop but has him on the defensive as a rookie baseball executive. Jeter, "I see your lips. I've been seeing him this whole interview. I see your lips moving constantly. You'd never tell your players that you are expected to lose. You don't do that. You should take that as a slap in the face as a player. You should take that as a slap in the face, Gumbel. You expect them to contend, Jeter, I do. If I don't believe in the players that we have on the field, who's going to believe in them, Gumbel? But as an executive, it looks like you're delusional if you believe otherwise, Jeter. Well, call me delusional. Otherwise, the interview breaks no new ground about Jeter's plans for the Marlins. He restates the oft-cited premise of building for sustainable success by fortifying all levels of the minor league organization. There is also an exchange between Gumbel and Dr. Charles Jeter, who points with pride to his son's achievement of becoming the first African-American CEO in Major League Baseball. "It means a lot." Derek Jeter says, "I'm well-versed in the history of this game, and I understand that diversity, especially in the front office, has been an issue with this game. I think there's been some progress, but not quite as much as there should be." Juggernaut in Jupiter. Anyone interested in watching a Marlins club playing at a championship level right now, take a drive to the franchise's spring training home in Jupiter at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium, where the Class A Hammerheads were on a run of 13 wins in 14 games through Sunday. The Hammerheads, whose 14-3 record is the best in the Florida State League, are led by John Silviano, .333, 3 home runs, and Joe Dunand, .328, 19 RBI. Silviano is a Boynton Beach native who was signed as a free agent in 2016 after a memorable season with Lynn University. Dunand, a Miami native and nephew of Alex Rodriguez, was the Marlins' second-round draft pick in 2017 out of North Carolina State. While Dunand may have a future in Miami, a couple of other Hammerheads may offer more immediate help. The 2 highest-paid Marlins this season, Martin Prado and Wei-Yin Chen, are on injury rehab assignments with Jupiter. Prado, the veteran third baseman who has been battling recurring hamstring issues, could rejoin the Marlins as soon as the upcoming homestand later this week. Chen was impressive Sunday in pitching 5 shutout innings and limiting the Cardinals' FSL team to 2 hits. The left-hander struck out 7 and didn't walk a batter. In addition, right-hander Dan Straley, who had 2 rehab outings with Jupiter, is set for a Tuesday start with Double-A Jacksonville in what could be his final tune-up before rejoining the Marlins. Miami could use a veteran infusion from Straley and Chen as its youthful rotation has combined for a 5.56 ERA, which ranks 14th out of 15 in the National League. Caption: Marlins lefty Jarlin Garcia says he was focused on getting outs, not preserving his streak of no-hit innings that reached 10. Marlins lefty Jarlin Garcia says he was focused on getting outs, not preserving his streak of no-hit innings that reached 10. Caption: Marlins manager Don Mattingly talks about the high expectations of playing in New York, says it doesn't matter what you did last year. Marlins manager Don Mattingly talks about the high expectations of playing in New York, says it doesn't matter what you did last year. Caption: Marlins CEO Derek Jeter says we'll continue to report the actual tickets sold and work on increasing attendance. Marlins CEO Derek Jeter says will continue to report actual tickets sold and work on increasing attendance. Caption: Marlins catcher JT Realmuto discusses his return from a back injury, says he hopes to help the team get on winning track. Marlins catcher JT Realmuto discusses his return from a back injury, says he hopes to help the team get on winning track. Caption: Marlins manager Don Mattingly discusses how JT Realmuto fits into a lineup that has struggled to score runs. Marlins manager Don Mattingly discusses how JT Realmuto fits into a lineup that has struggled to score runs. CL Davis at sun-sentinel.com, Twitter at Craig Davis Runs, here on Facebook.